It's your favorite comedian, Anthony Rogers, live in his tour bus, yeah. But also, you need to get a beard like this. People have been talking. They said your shit looks whack. It looks weird. They can't tell your pronouns. You need to get a beard like this right now. And the only way to do that is by using Luxurious Bastard Beard Oil. Great smell, great function, great everything. Just get this. And there's directions on how to use it if you know how to read. But use the link in the description. Go to the website. Use promo code LEGENDARY. Get a discount. Do it. Thank you. Bam.
I'm Dennis with the Anthony Rogers Show podcast. My question for you is, what would you do if you became president to help the working class?
Well, I think the principal thing right now is housing. That the price of housing is going up, and it's beyond the reach of most American families.
Along with oil and gas and food.
Whatever, inflation is hurting everybody. And inflation is more complex. I can't say that I'm going to stop inflation overnight. What I can say is that I'm going to stop the long-term cause of inflation. I'm going to unravel a war machine. I'm going to reduce dramatically healthcare costs by ending the chronic disease.
Welcome back to the best podcast in the universe. Sorry about my terrible lighting. I don't know what's going on. We have a huge guest though. Hypnotize Minds. He's with 3-6 Mafia. Did his album with Jelly Roll, his new album right now. That just came out. From all the way from Memphis, Tennessee. Lil Wyte, how you doing, brother?
Doing good, brother. How you doing? I got 3 albums with Jelly Roll.
Yeah, I knew you had 2. I mean, I saw that. I saw
No Filter 1, 2, and then we did the Snow album back with B Peasy back in like 2012, something like that.
Okay, I didn't know about that one. I knew the 1 and 2 because I like the album cover with the split face and stuff, man. And like some of the songs, that's crazy how big that dude's like the biggest artist on earth right now. And you got 2 albums. That's crazy.
He's the. It's so funny because I've done a few interviews like just since and of course I'm every interview Jelly gets brought up. Of course, that's my brother. It's
crazy.
Well, Jelly and me started, rocking 20 years ago. Like me and Jelly met, I want to say in like 2005, and then he went to jail. And when he got out, he hit me up, and I went out there and fucked with him, and that's when he did no Deal or No Deal, the mixtape. And he ended up getting like 4 or 5 shows booked down in Florida. And man, we went down there and just shook it. He was opening up for me, rocking Deal or No Deal. And then, man, we just kind of just stayed connected there for a while. And, man, lo and behold, I think when we came up with Pop Another Pill, that was when we shot the video Pop Another Pill in Florida. During them shows he was during spring break. So it was like he was like he was so ahead of his game, like even then, and this, he was just like, dude, we're down here in Florida. The homie got a female over here that's got this fat ass house with a pool. Let's use it for the video. And I'm like, fuck it, let's go. And it was just wild how it worked out, and now to see, it's just so wild because every interview I do, it's like he does something bigger than the last interview I just did. Like, it's so wild.
No, it's crazy, man. Like, I think I was first introduced to your music probably like 2005 or so. With my Smokin Song, man. I couldn't even find that on Instagram. I wanted to use that song on Instagram to promote you being on here. I couldn't even find that. They wouldn't let me play that song for some reason.
What?
Yeah, it wasn't even on there on like whatever. You look like you're doing a show inside a windowless van. I'm gonna bust close enough on the comments there, Marshall. But yeah, I couldn't find my Smokin Song. That was my favorite. That was probably my favorite Lil Wyte song when I first heard your music, man. That was a great.
Are you
that was
serious?
a great.
I've never.
Yeah, you could.
Damn, bro, you're right.
Isn't that crazy?
What the fuck,
dude? No, that was so crazy. I tried to tag that song in the stories and stuff because that's how I first heard of you. That's how I first heard of you. I remember that in like 2005.
Yo, that's wild, bro. And come to think about it now, people always use Oxy Cotton or that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. That's so weird. That's like.
I'm gonna have to get. If I gotta get to the bottom of that. Shit. I think it's because it's on TikTok, ain't it? Yeah.
Dude, I smoked so much weed to that song. I just like legitimately speaking, like I remember just being in like anyone's car at like 19 or 17 or whatever age I was, like somewhere in there, just chain smoking blunts or joints or whatever that song. Man, that was
parked car, in a parked car at that.
Oh yeah, we weren't driving. Yeah.
Oh no, I mean we did it in parked cars, driving cars, but like.
No, you're right though. It's a parked car.
And see what's so cool about like my Smokin Song to me. Well, Paul and Juicy, the way they labeled their songs back in the day, and even still to this day, the way they label their songs and the name, how they name the song. Like Juicy and Paul were so slick with my first album because it was like, you got to think like, so, and I'm pretty sure you did the same. So every kid that goes to that stage where they start smoking pot, start looking for acid or whatever their little cruise into, they look for music that goes with that party. You know what I mean?
Very true.
So when Paul and Juicy were like, yo, let's just let's name it the way I wrote it was this is my Smokin Song. And Juicy and Paul were both just like, name it my Smokin Song. Because people will look up, hey, we're looking for a Smokin Song. And boom, it'll pop right up. Now, Oxy Cotton, oh God, we didn't mean that song is my gift and my curse, man. Like, you know, we just straight up named it Oxy Cotton, and at the time, Oxy Cotton wasn't even a fucking thing, bro. And if it was in like California with the rich people that were, you know, getting that hard shit. Like mine was just one of them situations where my brother from the neighborhood, bigger dude than me, had some shit. He was like, you should try one of these. And I took it and I almost fucking died. I overdosed. Like I had to throw this shit. If I wouldn't have threw it up, I probably would have died. It was an Oxy Cotton 80.
Damn.
And at the time I weighed like 120 pounds. I was probably like 16, 17. I was like, well, I had already been signed with Paul and Juicy. We were recording. So I was probably 19 years old. And yeah, I mean, like I've said, I went to the studio the next day and told Paul and Juicy about my epic evening where I almost fucking didn't make it. And, you know, they were both like, write a song about it. And I was just like, and then, you know, it was just like, okay, I'm writing a song about this one night that happened. No big deal. And then I don't know, man, it just took on its own like cult following, man. I don't know. And I mean, and it's funny because there's, you know, I think collectively, I counted them up. I've done like 15, 16 projects. You know, if you count like the Bar album with me and Fraser Boy, me and Jelly Rolls, Two No Filters, the Snow album, Still Doubt. I did the Croptober with Mr. 423. And then you got Doubt Me Now, Phinally Phamous, the one and only, the Bad Influence. That's 9. Hold on, I'm missing a couple. Oh, Still Doubted. The Lil Wyte album that I did, the last solo project I did, and then some mixtapes. But there's so many fucking songs that I've done, and folks are just like, Oxy Cotton, and I'm like, bro, look, go check out the whole catalog, man. The boy's hard.
Dude, yeah, you do have a lot of good music, man. I was tearing through some stuff before this too to kind of refresh my memory. I was in the Down Me Now and the Phinally Phamous kind of like thing. That's how I found out about you originally. And I was going through all this stuff. And like to start from the top though, like how did your first album getting produced by 3 6 Mafia happen? That's huge. That's a home run out the gate, you know?
So it was, now that I'm older and I really look at it, looking at the big picture, the real big picture, now that I've had very deep hallucinogenic mushroom filled eye-opening, enlightening moments and shit. You get to a point in life where you look back at everything and you go, oh, that's what all this has been leading up to. So it was wild because when I was 12 years old, Mystic Styles dropped. And being from Memphis, 3 6 Mafia was like, you know, before the rest of the world heard them, Memphis was, you know, really the only place you could hear it. And a lot of people would, you know, like take cassette tapes out of town to their homies up in Chicago or St. Louis or Jackson, Mississippi, like, you know, 4 or 5 hours away. They had that little radius, you know, There was, Nashville, Huntsville, Alabama, where it was getting underground and it was getting heard. But I was just a big 3-6 Mafia fan from the jump because I've always been into numerology, even before I knew what it was. Like 6 has always been my lucky number. My birthday's October 6th. And 3 was, in my whole life, 3 was my dad's lucky number because for Dale Earnhardt, my whole life, like as a kid growing up. So I had 3 and 6 around me. Like even in the White Music logo, the 3 and 6 is me and my dad's lucky number. It has nothing to do with Paul and Juicy. It's just this beautiful, it's this beautiful coincidence that is just something crazy. And the reason why I kind of got infatuated with the number 6 is because it's the only number that it's a negative and positive. It's the only number that can be divided by negative or positive. So it depends on how you look at a 6. Some people see a 6 and see darkness and evil. I don't, man. I see happiness and brightness. And I found out about 666 Mafia when I was 12 years old. And I was like, holy shit, there's 3, 6. And I was just, it was cool because I liked it. And then I heard the music through my homeboy, Jimmy, rest in peace. Jimmy used to build stereo systems in the neighborhood for the dope boys and shit. And he'd build speaker boxes and shit. And he would test all the systems with 3-6 Mafia music because they had the hardest bass back in the day. We're talking about cassettes now. We're talking about 94, 95. And I just loved it so much, man. And I started getting into kind of freestyling with a buddy of mine at school named Lil Black. And after freestyling for a whole in high school, it seems like a lifetime, but it was probably maybe 2 semesters. You know what I'm saying? I went by the name Lil Pat and he was Lil Black. And we would go to the lunch table every day to the lunch table to lunch and just, freestyle. We didn't battle rap. We just freestyle. Well, me and Black would write our raps before the lunchtime and we would memorize them. So we'd go into the cafeteria with one in the chamber. Everybody else is coming up off top of the head. We have already mastered one verse every day. We did this every fucking day. I still run into people every now and then. It's like, yo, dude, I remember high school cafeteria tables, dude. I remember them days. And Black said, man, you need to change your name. It don't sound right. Lil Black and Lil Pat. He was like, we could really do something if you was Lil Wyte and Lil Black, So if we was that, I was like, and he was like, spell it different so it don't sound racist. And he was a marketing genius at 15. So he said, spell it like the word hype, but white. And I was like, W-I-T. I was like, you know what? And I remember it it was it's funny too. The clarity that I have after being where I'm at now, mentally sober and shit. I remember it was yesterday. I kind of looked up and I was like, yo, Lil Wyte, that actually kind of I like that. It might work. And I ended up linking up with the guys in the neighborhood, the group that I was with then. We put out 2 mixtapes. The first mixtape, I was only on 1 song. But it was really dope because I got on 1 song with an underground Memphis rapper that I'd been a fan of for so long. And at this point, I'm 15 years old, so I'm on this song with shout out to Lil Jen. Lil Jen was on the song. He came up under Skinny Pimp and the Gimme Some family back in the day. So that was cool. I was on the song with this Memphis rapper, and I had set a few goals for myself actually at the time. I said, within this year, I want to get on a song with a Memphis rapper. Within this year, I want to, I had these goals that I was setting for myself. And at the time, I didn't know nothing about law of attraction or manifestation or none of that shit. I didn't know how powerful the mind is and how powerful that mouth is, that how powerful the tongue is, and just what you can say, you can speak into existence. So around this same time, I cut out the back of a CD cover, and it was a Hypnotize Minds logo, like one of these. It was a Hypnotize Minds logo. And it was one of the iced out medallions. I put it up in the mirror on my dresser. And I looked at it every day before I went to school. And a buddy of mine was like, dude, you should. And he said it like it was like you just walk into another room. He's like, you should rap with 3-6 Mafia. And I'm like, dude, I'm 15, I'm white. What are you talking about? Like, and believe it or not, looking back, he was that first real believer that was like, yo, you can be bigger than just the neighborhood. And 36 Mafia was at the radio station one day. I was working a little job. I was 16 at the time. I'm going through it quick.
No, I love it. I love it.
I was 16. I was like 17 at the time, working at this little warehouse. I had a baby on the way already at this point. And I get a phone call when I got home from work one day, and it was like, "Yo, 36 Mafia wants to meet us." And it was 4 of us and 4 white guys, and I was just like, "Yeah, bullshit," you know. I just hung up the phone, and Mom's was making chef salads and spaghetti. I remember this night so vividly now. It's wild. The phone rang again, and he called me back, and he was like, "Dude, I'm dead serious." So he's like, "Come over to my house." So I went over to his house. His phone rings when I get there, and I'm like, "Oh, who's that?" DJ Paul, like being funny, you know what I mean? He's like, "No, bro, it's Juicy J, man. Shut up. I'm trying to get the address." And they gave us the address. They gave us the address to the studio. Well, the next day we was all supposed to go down there. Well, the 3 other guys went to the studio and left me behind. They forgot to call somebody. And Paul and Juicy even mentioned it to him, like, "Ain't there 4 of y'all?" You know, and they're like, "Oh yeah, other dude had to work." Man, I took off work because I knew what I was doing the next day. Long story short, 36 Mafia wanted to sign us. I get goddamn smart. I realize that I've been left. I can't get a hold of none of the guys. So I go to my caller ID. To you young kids out there, a caller ID. It's not just when somebody calls your phone. There used to be a box that was connected to the wall that was connected to the phone, and it would tell you who was fucking calling. Well, I remembered that there was a missed call from the other night that said Hypnotize Minds Studio. So I just went out on a whim and I called the phone number, and I was like, "Yo," somebody answered the phone. I was like, "Yo, this is Lil Wyte. I'm supposed to be up there. What's the address?" They gave me the address. So I kind of popped up on the other guys like, "Hey, forget about me." And they were like, oh yeah, we meant to call you. Like, how the fuck you forget to call me? Not to mention my father paid for the entire project. Okay. And my father never got a penny from none of these guys. I paid my dad back tenfold. When I finally walk in the door, this is funny. I can actually do it. When I walk in the door, DJ Paul goes like this. "You must be Lil Wyte." It's the first time I've been able to do it in a chair like that. That was pretty funny. But he spins around. He's like, he's like, "You must be Lil Wyte." And when he spun around, that medallion that I'd had taped up on my fucking mirror for the last 4 years was on his chest, on his chain. And it was just this moment where it was just like, what the fuck? How did you do this? Like, how did you get here? Well, they end up wanting a solo deal, or they want to do a solo deal with me. The other guys, they weren't trying to have it. They started all kind of beef and shit. I went my way. They went theirs. We had problems forever. Shit, half the album Doubt Me Now was wrote about them. That anger, that fire and shit. Like, we were beefing. Like, they were older than me too now. Let me get this out. A couple of these guys were like, I'm 17. These guys are like 23, 24, 25, you know, like beefing with a 17-year-old dude because I got the deal and they didn't. I mean, and it is what it is. I mean, I've already said it a million times. For a long time, I didn't talk about it because, you know, once fuck it, we're going to talk about it. They beat my mama up. Okay. I've talked about this on a couple of interviews. My buddy Chad Arms, shout out Chad Arms. They sent a crackhead to my house to whoop my ass. I was not there. The crackhead beat the shit out of my mom.
Holy fuck.
Threw her in the street. She hit her head on the concrete. When she hit her head, she got brain damage. It wasn't till we realized that it was a few years before we realized that mom's brain damage was getting worse. And she didn't just have a bump on the head. Like she started having to go have CAT scan, or what is it? CAT scan, right? That's the one on your head, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
God bless you. That's nuts.
Well, it kicked in. I think they called it early onset dementia.
Yikes.
So mom started forgetting shit and getting just weird and doing weird shit. And dad had to put her in a nursing home. You know, he couldn't do it. I mean, she was young too when it happened. It was fucked up. She was maybe 42, 40, maybe 43 when it happened. Damn, she was like my age now almost.
It's funny you say that. My mom, they're trying to put my mom in a nursing home at 57, man. It's funny. It's crazy you said that early. I couldn't imagine even earlier. That's nuts, man. Like,
well, she couldn't do basic shit towards the end. Like, you know, she would forget. She was still trying to be mom, and she would go like, you know, turn on a pot of fucking something. She would turn on the like a pot, and there'd be no water or nothing in the pot. You know, and next thing you know, you got this fucking red hot pot in the kitchen, and she could have burned the house down. You know, it started getting dangerous.
that's crazy.
And even at the time, you know, it really never clicked on me. Like, this is from the brain damage. This is from the head injury, until the doctors were like, yeah, it's from the head injury. So for a long time, bro, I carried around a lot of guilt. I carried around a lot of guilt because I was supposed you know, through that whole process, it fucked me up mentally because about 4 years after she got into the nursing home, Pops had a heart attack, couldn't take it no more. He passed away. And then it was just like, damn, is Pops dead because of mom being, you know, did that stress him out so bad? And then it put that on me, you know? So now I'm thinking to myself, damn, for a long time, bro, I felt like I killed my parents in a way. Like it was almost like, you know, like they say that you got to sacrifice in this game. I'm like, that wasn't a sacrifice. It wasn't like I knew what was happening. It was just the way it happened. It started fucking with my mind.
Yeah.
And, you know, the fact that Paul and Juicy had my back the whole time. They did that for like after mom got beat up, I called Paul and I was like, you know, hey, what the fuck, what should I do? And there was like a truck that sat out in front of my house for like a week. I never saw who it was, never talked to him, but there was a blacked out truck sitting in front of my house, and nobody fucked with our house ever again. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what that truck did, but I stayed away from it. But the reason why I can laugh about this now is because today I'm 8 months sober.
I was gonna bring that up after your story, man. I saw that. Congrats, by the way.
It's kind of, my story's so weird, it just crashes all together, bro.
Yeah. I want to bring that. Like, so how did that come about? Because I saw you post about that on Instagram today. And congrats, by the way, man. That's amazing and a hard thing for a lot of people, you know.
Well, so I ran over my neighbor's mailbox on my side by side. Okay,
that's the most Tennessee thing you could do, probably, right?
Right. And the bad thing is I live in the suburbs, bro. Like, I ran my Dale Earnhardt Jr. wrapped Can-Am side by side right over my neighbor's mailbox after I left the bar.
Oh, man.
And I'd only had a few drinks, and this woman she was a straight Karen that hated her neighbor because we threw parties, and her son, you know, knew who I was, and, you know, they just didn't like us. You know what I'm saying? They was just one of those neighbors.
You're like a George Jones of rap, bro.
Right? That was good. So, like, it's so wild. So, all right, let me back up just a hair. So, I meet Just in Time. I'm going to explain how this all happened. Just in Time comes to the show, one of my shows in Indianapolis, wants me to perform at the Redneck Rave. We didn't do no contract. We did it on a handshake. And I went to the Redneck Rave and I saw how cool it was, how big it was. And I saw his vision and I was like, damn, these are my people. These are a bunch of good old boys. Like, I like this shit. Like, what can I do to help you? So that night we kicked it all night. He let me drive one of his side-by-sides. The whole time I was there, I was driving his side-by-side and I was having a blast. Which his shit was all like turboed and got fucking nitrous shit on it. Like, it's a bad motherfucker. So I'm riding. Well, when I get home, I told the wife, I said, hey, after we left the Redneck Rave, I said, hey, you're the first person getting this actual real story. It's pretty cool. I said, hey, I want to get a side-by-side. She was like, well, I just got your credit straight. And I guess, you know, do what you want to do. She was like, but I want some titties. Sounds like I'm winning twice. I mean, What? Like, they're like, hell yeah. I did get my credit straight. Hell yeah. I can finance titties. I didn't know you could finance titties. Run that shit. Run it. Run it. Run it. And so, now I got the side by side. Justin Times is rap Dale Earnhardt Sr. I get mine rap Dale Earnhardt Jr. We're that way next rave is going down. You know what I mean? But this is where I fucked up. I didn't fuck up, but yeah, I fucked up. In Memphis, you can get tags and it's street legal. You know what I mean? So when I found that out, it was a wrap. I was just like, fuck going to the bottoms and going mudding every weekend. I'm driving this bitch to the bar. You know what I'm saying? And like, I would drive it to the bar. It was fun. Just something fun to do. Get out and go ride for a little while, stop at the bar, hang with the guys. They're all on Harleys and shit, right? They're all on these big badass Harleys. I pull up in the side-by-side like, yeah, I got a toy too, motherfucker. I can ride. Can I join y'all's group now? Like, because I don't fuck with two wheels. I gotta be on four wheels, man. I don't do it. So, all right, I have the side by side. I leave the bar one night, run over the mailbox. Police take an hour to get there. I'd done had about 4 more shots since they were on the way. I was just like, fuck it, they're taking forever. So I was just sitting at the house, literally just watching Family Guy, waiting on them because I'm thinking they're just going to make a report and I'll just have to fix the mailbox. We're neighbors. I'm not thinking that it's that big of a deal, However, when they got there, I was 4 shots in more than I was when I hit the mailbox. So they tried to say I was, DUI. They gave me a date. Well, I'm fighting the DUI. I went to court today. Well, I'm fighting this DUI. And the fucking judge is about to give me a 1.5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. And I just talked to my attorney and I was like, look, man, I've been living this lifestyle for 20 years. I've been going hard in the paint for 20 years. I had a 5-year stretch when I was single before Mrs. White came around, and I was, you name it, we was doing it. We was wilding, man. It's surprising we're still alive, like a few of us. And it got to a point where, I done did so much, and then I get with Nicole, Mrs. White, and my alcohol's getting worse. It's just from the lifestyle, man. I mean, I'm gone every weekend, where sometimes I don't go on stage till midnight in some certain smaller clubs, especially the smaller spots. They're like, oh, we're gonna put you on at midnight. Like, what the fuck? I'm 41 years old. I need to be in bed by 12:30. I'm watching fucking Rick and Morty by 1, smoking a joint. You know what I mean? And I asked the attorney, man, like, will you find out if the judge will let me go to rehab? Maybe turn this whole fucking thing around. Like, I probably needed it years ago, but timing's everything. And if she would actually allow this, I will take it seriously. Because I'd been trying to slow down. I'm prescribed Xanax. Back in the day, when we were kids and shit, we partied on Xanax. When I got older, I found out I really do need Xanax, but I got a prescription now, and I take them regularly. But when I was mixing it with that Crown, I would turn into a fucking dick, bro. Like, I'm talking about a fucking asshole, and I know that I feel very selfish for doing all that shit. So the judge ended up giving me 9 days in jail for the 9 violations on my ankle monitor. I got those 9 violations when Gangsta Boo died. I said, fuck my ankle monitor, and I got drunk as shit. Found out in rehab that that's not what you do when someone dies. You don't just go into a corner and drink. That's called an addiction. It's called insanity is what it is. So anyway, the judge just pretty much let me do it. I was kind of blown away. I was like, look, if you give me this chance, I'm not going to let you down. I was like, I'm not. And I ended up, and then now I'm like, fuck, I got to come up with like 30 grand in like 48 hours. Juicy, what you doing? Like, I got to, because I'm a rapper, man. I ain't got like regular insurance like that. I got car insurance and home insurance and shit like that. But I'm like, I don't have a fucking warehouse job that's like, fuck, like your insurance will cover it. I'm like, I'm a fucking rapper, man. Like, okay. So like one of my partners, shout out to Anna Mitchell over at Royal Studios. Her and my wife are real good friends, and she was like, "Girl, there's this thing called Music Cares." And they'll probably consider White so established, and if he really wants to take it seriously, they will give him a grant to go to rehab to get himself straight to keep making music. That's their goal. And we found out about this, and like they fucking pulled my name up, and of course, you know, like qualified immediately. Like you said, oh shit, he's got 2 albums with Jelly Roll. Let him in. You know what I mean? Like, let this guy in. If anything, he's got some great stories to tell us.
That's so
Boy,
funny.
I bet his closed room counselings are going to be off the chain. So I mean, of course, so shout out to Cumberland Heights. I end up getting the grant. I go to Cumberland Heights. It's in Nashville. I couldn't go to anywhere here in Memphis because, like, I live on the outskirts of Memphis in the suburbs. Out here, we're away from where motherfuckers are dying every 5 minutes. Thank God, I finally got to that point in my life where I'm out away. So all the places here in Memphis, dude, they're just not good facilities. Like everybody that I've ever known in my life, you know, and when you start thinking back, I'm 41, like I said, brother, I'm 40. The first album just turned 20 years old last year. So when you look at that 20 years and you think about your buddies that's been in Memphis and went to rehab that are still on dope or still alcoholics, you know, I told my wife, I was like, it's not going to work unless I go somewhere else. And I was like, I don't want them to like send me somewhere where I'm going to have too much fun. Don't send me to say, what is it? Passions of Malibu. I ain't one of them kind of celebrities. I need somewhere where I'm going to really work on myself. And man, Cumberland Heights is the #3 ranked facility in America, bro. And it's on 177 acres out in the middle of the fucking country, about 11 miles outside of Nashville. And it was perfect. You know what I'm saying? I went in there with a very open mind. And I learned a lot about myself, a whole lot about myself. But one of the things that I mainly learned was stop blaming myself for my mother and father. My mom just passed away January 9th, like a month ago, like not even a month and a half, maybe, what is that? It's almost right at 2 months.
Sorry to hear that, dude. That's messed up.
Well, when they beat her ass and she went through all of her doctor's shit, they said she might live 5 to 7 years. That hard-headed bitch lived 21 years after the incident. You know what I mean? So it was she's been very sick for a very long time. I've had time to process it, I think. I don't know if I have yet. But I always knew any day, you know, anything could happen to mom. So that was something that was always on the back of my mind at all fucking times since I started rapping. And since y'all first heard me rap, one of the things that's always been on the back of my mind is mom all right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think now that, you know, she's with Pops and that shit, it's not on my mind no more. I forgave myself for not being there. That's what I was doing. I was blaming myself for not being there to protect her. And I had to really let that shit go, man. And one of them classes I took it, you know, like I said, I went in there very open-minded. And I've always wanted to be one of the people like, man, fuck therapy. I don't need nobody telling me about me. But this is the whole place is ran by recovering alcoholics and drug addicts. Like everybody except maybe the nurse practitioner and maybe a couple of nurses that work there are not in recovery out of like a 40, 50 people staff, you know? So what's dope is you're in a room full of a bunch of people and then what was really cool is it was in Nashville. And I told him, I said, my biggest deal is what am I going to do on the road? How the fuck am I going to go back out there and be Lil Wyte in front of all these people that for the last 20 years, I get to the party early. I don't even go to the green room. I go straight to the bar, have shots with motherfuckers, take pictures, sign titties. I don't give a fuck. I did that shit. But I did that shit for 20 fucking years. And it was just time for that change. And I really believe that whole an addict won't change until they're ready to change. Like I was ready for that next chapter of my life. Like I've got a great niece that I treat like a granddaughter. Like, I literally call her mama like at least once every couple of weeks. Like, yo, let me get my baby girl. And like, and she calls me Pat Paul. You know what I'm saying? She calls me Pat Paul because my name's Patrick. She can't say Patrick. She's Pat Paul. So I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, yo, bro, you're 40 years old. Do you want this little baby girl to see and go through what your daughter saw and went through and what your stepsons have went through a piece of in the last 8 years that I've been with Nicole? And, you know, the beauty part was all 4 of the kids had my back. Of course, Nicole had my back. Nicole quit drinking with me. Nicole is literally, she is only maybe 13 days behind me because 13 of those days I was in jail and she was pissed off and drinking her fucking, she was upset. Mama was sad. But soon as the day she dropped me off at rehab, she quit with me basically, you know. So
that's amazing, man.
And it was, and you know, she, you know, and I tell her all the time, I'm like, baby, you're not an alcoholic. She can have 1-2 drinks and be straight and, you know, be fine. Me, no, we need another bottle of Crown. One's not enough. It's 5 of us. Like, bro, it's 3 PM. Like, well, so fuck. We're in Kentucky. No, we're not. We're in Louisiana. Oh, well, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and that mind frame, and what was cool, like I said, being in Nashville, I got to talk to a couple of the counselors were musicians as well. Fucking Johnny Cash went there, dude. Tim McGraw went there. Like some big dogs, like some big names. Those are some big names. And they'll still just, you know, well, you know, rest in peace, Mr. Cash. But Tim McGraw will still to this day, you know, credit the same place, Cumberland, for his sobriety, man. And it's just been a blessing. And it was just wild. As soon as I got out of Cumberland, I come home for like literally 2 weeks, and I'm on a plane going to open up for Jelly Roll with 3-6 Mafia. And it was just like, wow, man, what a crystal clear mind and way to look at this. And just walking out on that stage completely sober, and DJ Paul yelling to the crowd, y'all, Lil Wyte is sober, y'all. And the fucking each night, you know, 17,000 in fucking outside area. What was it? Bakersfield. 19,000 in what other part? Sacramento. Was it Sacramento? Shit, I don't fucking remember. I've been to so many goddamn cities. But when we got to Dallas, Texas is right down the road from Memphis. And every 40-something-year-old white Jelly Roll fan grew up listening to 3-6 Mafia. It is a guaranteed fact.
Definitely.
I don't, unless they just caught on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to see that crowd rock out and fucking watching, dude, there was no lie. I have to give dude 65 years old singing every word of Slob on My Knob. And I was watching him, and it was fucking awesome. And this dude's like gray hair, 65 years old. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. Yo, Slob on My Knob is almost 30 years old. So this guy was 35 when it came out. So that makes total sense that he's at a show now. Like, and then Save Me came on, and I looked over again, and then he was singing Save Me, crying his eyes out. And I was like, this is an amazing night. And to be able to see all that sober, you know, when I was there, they was telling me, you know, a lot of positive shit's about to happen if you keep it positive. And, you know, if you stick to this, it's got benefits. You'll start noticing shit's changed. She'll start changing on you. And
I think it happened at the perfect time for you, brother. Like 8 months ago.
Oh, that's the best part. You ready? That's the best part. There we go. This is the best part. I did a show with this guy, went to this redneck rave, figured out that I wanted a side-by-side, hit a goddamn mailbox in the side-by-side, ended up fighting a DUI, getting to go to fucking rehab, come home, do an album with this guy, and his name is Just in Time.
Yeah, it's ironic, man. I saw that album. When did that come out? That just came out.
Guess who pointed that out?
Who?
DJ Paul. And I was like, whoa. He's like, yo, that side-by-side might have saved your life.
I think it did, man. And not to get too dark or something like that, but like you being sober for your mom passing probably really helped you out a lot. That could have been really dark for you in January, man. Like that could have been a really, really. I couldn't even imagine. Like you mean like, and
Bro,
you got some angels looking after you, man. Like I like in that regard. Like I mean, I just think there's a lot of other things. I mean that was just in time. I mean legit, like you just said, man. That is
I got
I mean,
chills all over me, bro. Like I got chills all over me right now. And I
yeah.
and I, you know, I just told Nicole this the other day. I was like, I don't know how I would have dealt with that. And then I
I
was
didn't
the
think
type
you'd be here.
I was the type of alcoholic where I would use that to get fucked up out of my mind and numb it and make it go away. And I just try to bottle it up. You know what I'm saying? And that
I
shit's
get it
so
now.
bad. Look, man, any of the men out here watching this shit, dude, it is okay to go get checked out in your brain these days because we've went through some motherfucking shit that the fucking our fucking parents and their parents ain't went through the shit we went through. We've got all this technical shit. We got fucking social media breathing down our necks constantly. And I'm talking about for just the average dude. My shit's even different. I got this fuck social media. I don't really care about it. I know it's a great tool to have and I do use it. But if the shit disappeared right now and I got a basket full of fan mail sitting out in front of my fucking house, I wouldn't be mad. Like actual letters. But get your head checked, man. Like if y'all feel like something ain't right, man, or if you've just been stressed for too long, or you've been depressed for too long, or you're having suicidal thoughts, or if you know you got a drug, if you know you got a drug problem, or you know you got an alcohol problem, and you got like fucking kids that didn't have a good Christmas this past year because you made a couple of bad decisions at the bar and fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, so many dominoes start knocking over, man. And I swear I cut that alcohol out and it was almost like I just stopped the domino. I was just stop, motherfucker. I'm tired of y'all falling like this. And and this is what I say, dude. If Lil Wyte gets sober, motherfucker, anything is possible. Anything.
You know that's gonna be a reel for the episode right there, bro. That is a public service announcement of a century right there. You know, like some of the songs you wrote and the lifestyle you led, man, and then to come around and like sober up. I mean, that's a magic story. And I mean, and I didn't get as fucked up as you, but I've been mostly sober for like a month because of the similar things you're saying, like my mom being sick and stuff. So I can personally relate to that. And I know a lot of other people. I mean, we got 300 people watch this right now. And let's go to tens of thousands of people after. I'm sure there's a lot of people going to relate to that message.
Well, I mean, the fentanyl fucking epidemic right now. Fentanyl, bro, is being sprayed on weed now, man. Like, what
that's
the
so
fuck,
dumb.
dude? Like, come on, man. Like, how bad you want some clientele, my guy? Like, you want us to get sprung on your fucking blunts now? I smoke joints. I still do smoke weed. I told my counselors in therapy and in rehab, I said, look, man, I'm gonna keep it real 100 with you. I've never smoked a joint and cussed my wife out and wanted to get all up in her face and be the complete ugly, just nasty person to the person I love the most in this world, my best fucking friend.
Weed was the hardest thing. Weed was the hardest thing to quit. I haven't had a coping mechanism since I was 16 without that. Like, that was those 3 days after that to about a week or so. That was the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life. Like as far as like, and it sounds so lame.
It's not. A lot of people everybody's different. And seeing like I've quit smoking weed like 3 times in my life, and it really wasn't hard for me because like I think it was just like the times that I quit were like because I had to. Like I was like it was like court involved and fucking child support and baby mama drama, that type of shit. You know, I had to quit. Like, I had to take drug tests and shit. You know, it was them kind of situations. And I've never just been one of them. I've never been, even now that I'm older, I only smoke raw cones and I used to only smoke at night. You know, I'd smoke and my wife don't smoke. She don't do shit. I usually smoke at night and you know, right before bed, smoke a little joint or something, watch a movie, chill. Boy, I quit that alcohol and I told him, I said, look, I'm not saying your program doesn't work. I'm telling you, the motherfucker works. Dude, I went to my birthday. I got booked to bring out my buddy. He's a comedian in Vegas. I had to spend my fucking birthday in Vegas
without drinking.
sober.
Yeah.
Oh no. I left out a very, very, very big part of this story. I've got a fucking ankle monitor on right now.
I saw that online. Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I've had it on for a year and a half. Like, I'm so like, I feel like when they take this motherfucker off, I'm just gonna tell you, man. Like, I feel like they're gonna unleash a beast. I feel like they took this monster and they was out of control, right? And they put him in this cage. And they put a little leash on him, and for about a year and a half. And they're like, all right, let's see what the monster does if we could get him to control himself. Oh, when they take this fucking leash off and the monster can control himself now, oh, buddy. Let's go.
Are you still staying sober after that time?
Oh, of course,
awesome.
dude. My family, my fucking relationship with my wife it's been awesome. I've had my days, like I've had a day today where I've just been stressed the fuck out over some shit. I had court today. It's just one of those kind of days, right?
I got you.
But I don't. My relationship with my kids is way better. I try to watch what I say. They do live in a different world than what I grew up in. My dad would cuss me the fuck out, smack me upside my goddamn head, and still tell me to bring him a beer. You know what I'm saying? Like, and in my life, that was just normal. Like when we grew up with a different generation of parents. But everything's better, man. Like I sleep better. I can get up at 7 a.m. without a hangover.
Isn't that weird?
And go do shit. Yeah, it's really weird. I didn't know it was possible.
I didn't know it's possible.
And so, like, it's a lot of things, man. Like, it's just I've also, like, while I was in there, I had to realize what all it had cost me over the years. And I thought about like 3 tours that I wasn't allowed to go on with 3-6 Mafia because the tour before that didn't go that well. You know what I mean? And then like, or I'd go hang out with Paul or Juicy somewhere and I'd just party all fucking night. And they're like, dude, we can't take you nowhere these days. And it was getting bad, Yeah. But
Mafia, bro.
it was fucking fun. Goddamn it. I had fun, man.
Yeah.
I had a blast. At least I made it through it. And I told somebody today, a buddy of mine I ain't seen in a while. We were catching up and he's like, how you feel? I was like, it sounds cliche as fuck, but I feel like brand fucking new. I feel like a reborn, like I'm ready to rock another fucking 20 years in this business. Like that first one didn't even exist. You know what I mean? It's like I'm fully fucking grown. Like I'm on my shit right now.
You got great energy, man. Like I gotta say, you definitely have high energy, high vibration, man. I love seeing it, dude.
Dude, I know it too because everywhere I go, people just talk to me, and I don't even know who. It might be somebody don't even recognize me. Like it's Lil Wyte. That is, hi, sir, how you doing? You look great. It's like, fuck's going on? So like and I'm gonna go. You're actually we live?
Yeah, we're live right now.
All right, so this is actually the first place I've actually said it. I haven't even said it on Instagram or none of that shit yet. But the new album, giving it being a election year, Mr. White is dropping New White Order this year, finally. I've been talking about it for years. I've been talking about naming an album New White Order, and I feel like this complete 180 turnaround in life I've done. I think it's the perfect time to do New White Order, and especially if you look at with the fucking just events going on in today's world and shit. I'm not finna get political on shit. I might cuss a few people out, but it's not gonna be political. I'm gonna get on my fun shit. I'm gonna get on my deep shit. You know what I'm saying? As Jelly would call it, my therapeutic music. I got a lot of shit to say that I kind of think I was not really scared to say. I think Jelly actually, I was one of the main ones that told Jelly to sing. Stop rapping, everybody. Go sing, Bubba. You sing country music all day, 24/7, walking around the studio, walking around your house. That's all he do. That's all he used to do is hum country music.
Huh.
And I told him, I said, brother, sing. And we did, even like on Demons, he started, he was singing on Demons a little bit. I'm learning to live with my demons. So like, and I was seeing it kind of just kind of start growing. And man, 2020 hit and the whole world shut down. And man, somehow that boy came up with Save Me. And when Save Me came out, I remember calling him like, yo, man, what are you doing? He's like, you like it or you don't like it? I was like, I'm fucking crying. He was like, well, why are you crying, Bubba? I'm like, it's fucking beautiful. It's such a fucking like left field. Just whoa, just what the fuck was that? I said, Bubba, that was it. That's what I've been talking about. And he was like, oh, you ain't seen shit yet. I got about 15 more of them in the chamber ready to go in the clip. He said, I got 15 more in the clip, Bubba. That was just the first one out the chamber. And then, like, I think the next time I saw him, because, we had 2 years of fucking nothingness. Next time I saw him, I take it back. He called me when the album dropped, when Ballads of the Broken dropped. And he said, you listen to the album? I was like, I said, I'm actually we were about to head out to go out of town. I was headed to a show. I said, no bullshit. I'm backing out the driveway. I'm about to listen to it like 2 or 3 times, front to back. I'll call you once I hear it. He's like, all right, call me back. And this was Ballads of the Broken album. And man, I heard Son of a Sinner. I got the Son of a Sinner and I just stopped. And I called him. He was like, what the fuck, bro? You're supposed to listen to the whole album. I was like, Son of a Sinner's a hit, bro. Son of a Sinner's a hit. It's a fucking I said, bro, it's fucking Babe Ruth out of there. Like, it's gone.
Great fucking song. Yeah,
and man, like, so like when we were able to, go do them shows and I was able to watch Jelly's, just where, and that was the shows, bro. And I was so proud of him then. And then like while we're at the show, he's like, man, the shit's so crazy right now, White. I got some shit so big, I can't even tell you. And he said it like talking to his brother. Fuck Lil Wyte and Jelly Roll. Jason and Patrick were like, he's like, Bubba, this shit's top secret. I can't even tell nobody. He's like, Bunny barely knows. And I was like, whoa. And it was the American Idol shit that he did. You know what I mean? And it was the CMA Awards. It was all that shit that was coming. That was like a week later. You know what I mean? I was with the guy in fucking Dallas and like a week later, he wins fucking 3 CMAs. And I'm like, oh, that's what he couldn't tell me about. Because he didn't know if he would. Of course, he didn't know if he was going to win, but he did know he was. It was just so wild. It was just like, wow, man. And it just hadn't stopped. He's just been a fucking snowball. It's got the snowball effect. I always knew it would. I'm so happy and proud of that, man. So happy.
Yeah, it's just like
Super Bowl commercial, man. Super Bowl commercial.
Just cycles, bro. It's just cycles, man. Like I think your energy now, man, could be bringing that too. It's like, I mean, you already are in a lot of regard, but I'm saying like you're gonna keep climbing too now that you're like your energy is crazy right now too. Like just in general, man. Like so, it's like I mean, and seeing all the guys you're around do the same thing, man. It's like, I mean. The future's magic for a lot of people, brother. You know, there's a lot for everybody about to happen, man. And I can see it.
I feel it bubbling.
I can see it in you, man. I can see. This is the first time I've ever even talked to you, and I can see it in you, man. It's crazy.
Like, it's one of them things that I've been the main motherfucker in my own way. You know what I mean? I've been in my own fucking way, and I got that much done standing in my own fucking way. Imagine what the fuck I'm about to do, not standing in my own fucking way. That's my point.
No,
when I said earlier, when I talked my shit in my Instagram post earlier today, I meant that shit. There's no one standing in the way no more.
I could tell that was authentic, man. And you've always been authentic, man. But it's just like your vibration's higher now. That sober does something different. Well, I'd say I'm like mostly sober right now. I had a couple drinks or something, but just to compare what you're saying, like, is like. I was smoking like 20 joints a day, smoking dabs, eating edibles, and that's kind of lame, but it does lower your vibration. And
It does.
it's like if I feel like I'm talking about doing 6th grade drugs with you right now, which just sounds
no.
I was doing so much of it.
Strong shit out there, Bubba. I know what you were smoking on.
Yeah, but it was so much like
that.
yeah, like half pound every 2 weeks, eating edibles, smoking dabs, and like so my vibration was so low. So I can relate to what you're saying when you're saying people are just talking to you all day and stuff like that's. I mean, I feel it, man. I see it in you, and like it's gonna be crazy seeing what's to come, man. Like when did the Just in Time album just come out? That came out this week, or was that recent?
Okay, so what we did. Yes, my ringtone is a goat.
I was wondering what that was, bro. I heard that. I'm like, did I just hear that? And that was my first thought was, did I hear that?
Yeah, my ringtone's a goat. I'm a fucking narcissist now. It's starting to come out. I'm starting to really, really, really know who the fuck I am, and these motherfuckers are in trouble.
I love seeing that. I love seeing that.
So
I'm interested in seeing you do a country album, to be honest, man.
The thing is, man, let me explain something to everybody. Just the Good Old Boys was the very first fucking rap song that ever had a country sample in it. Go Google, go do your research. It does not matter how long.
Interesting.
Juicy J created the very first country rap song, and it was Just the Good Old Boys, Waylon Jennings sample. And at the time, I didn't even know Struggle. So, like, I mean, you know, it is what it is, man. And I've talked to people like. You cut out.
I'm in the middle of nowhere. My internet's spotty. I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Are you good? What'd you say?
No, I just said I'm in the middle of nowhere. My internet's spotty. Sorry about that. But no, I mean, as you get older, you start to appreciate country. I think, man. I'd like to see a country. Oh, yeah. I'd like to see you do a country album. To be honest, man, I'd like to see what that would sound like. I don't know. I'm not gonna force it on everything, but man, I would love to see that or hear that rather.
You know, I'm actually wanting to do like some like gangster rock shit. I like even with mine and Justin's album. So let's get to that.
Let's go to that first. Yeah, they just came out.
Let's get to that. Justin, hold on, there we go.
Justin Time versus Lil Wyte.
And we're playing chess on the album cover. Yeah. So let's
get one of those autograph albums. I want one of those autograph albums. How do I get one of those?
Go to whitehouse.com.
Whitehouse.com. All right.
Yeah, WYTE. Don't put an H in it. WYTE.
I know how to spell it is.
I mean, I know you. I'm talking about.
Put it on the screen for everybody else here.
So yeah, we got number one. Yeah, number one. This playlist is crazy too, man. And this album's got a little country to it. I mean, it's not like country. It's just got some country influence, a lot of rock influence, some rap influence, and it's got a little bit for everybody on it. So listen to this playlist. I mean, playlist. Number one, They Don't Want No Smoke, featuring Adam Calhoun. Huh. Number two, Live It Up, featuring Juicy J. And if you haven't heard Live It Up yet, featuring Juicy J, that's kind of the path that I grew up in a classic rock household, and it was classic rock, and like my dad fucked with like Metallica, couple of heavier bands. It was never like heavy hard metal or nothing like that, like death metal. It was always classic rock. Metallica's about as hard as it got. So I've got that Memphis fucking rock and roll in my blood, man, and mixing that with 3 6 Mafia's so powerful sound that they gave me that I fucking inherited, luckily. This album kind of is every bit of that. Number three, Sipping and Swerving, featuring DJ Paul. Banger. My flow on that bitch is just insane.
Is this not on Apple Podcasts yet?
Not yet, and I'm gonna get to why.
Living It Up is. I saw that. I just downloaded that.
Live It Up's out. Sipping and Swerving, DJ Paul. Never Backing Down. Raise Hell. You're gonna like that when I get to the end of what I'm talking about. Takes One to Know One, featuring New Breed and Jesse Howard. Shout out to Jesse Howard. If you don't know who Jesse Howard is, he had the hit "Welcome to My House." Crazy country rock song. We got The Sticks. Number 8, Shut It Down, featuring Lil Chat. And man, she's a straight gangster on this song. It's so dope. I got Girls Gone Wild, featuring Bubba Sparks, a straight booty song for the ladies and for the guys too. It's 2024. We got Papaw's Barn. Papaw's Barn actually has my real grandfather on the third verse, and we're having like a phone conversation.
Wow.
And I was able to get my 87-year-old grandfather to call me and us kind of have an argument over the phone, and we recorded it. And it's great, man. I'm glad I got to cement his name. And then we got Relax and my partner Mike Sweet. But this album, man, it's loaded with fucking features. I can't. Oh yeah, I'm not. It's loaded with features. We got real serious on it, and the whole
a lot of features, dog. You had a lot of huge people on that album.
Just in Time versus Lil Wyte, and we're playing chess. And on the album cover, the crown bottle's in front of Justin, not me. It's a very it's deep, man. And like, I got to give a shout out to that rap guy's wife, boy, because my woman is a fucking genius. She found this location, and I was like, yo, we should play chess in this, and you know, make it real deep, like Just in Time versus Lil Wyte. We're not battle rapping. This is mine versus mine, you know, and we kind of just combined his world, the mud world, and my rap world, and I think we fucking did a damn good job. But what we did is we brought the hard copy out for the OG fans that still has a CD player somewhere in their house, possibly in their car, probably not. But a lot of people still are loving to get the hard copies because we got a couple thousand of them we're probably gonna do, and we're signing every one of them, and they're on the website for a few weeks. So everybody gets the hard copy. We'll hear it before everybody else. Hey, there she is.
I literally just woke up.
And I'm Lil Wyte. That's the end of the show, you guys. No,
oh my god, bro! Oh my god, bro!
So, but yeah, so the album actually does come out in like I want to say like 2-3 weeks. But
awesome. Okay.
We just brought the hard copy out, autographed, signed. You can only get it off the website, whitehouse.com.
Whitehouse.com's on the screen.
Whitehouse.com, yes, sir. How are you doing, dear?
I'm good. I'm a little disheveled right now.
Disheveled.
Dude, she did so much homework on this show too, and then slept through it. Like she was the one reading all the stuff about you too, bro. She was like checking. She was like reading everything about you. And like it's funny.
I've been a fan for a long time. But I just gotta say, like, as a recovering addict, like, I just thought it was really inspiring to see that you've been like sober and like talking about recovery openly. I was addicted to fentanyl and speed for like maybe like 3 or 4 years, and I've been off of it for about 2. And yeah, I'm super neurodivergent. I have ADHD, depression, and shit, and it definitely made me more neurodivergent. And like it's taken even 2 years after getting off of those drugs, like I still feel like I'm kind of like half retarded, honestly. Like it definitely
I've been real forgetful. Like my like short-term memory. Like it'll be like, I'll go to do something and walk into another room and just be like, what the fuck am I doing in here? Like I do that a lot.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Just like I noticed like basic shit, like especially speed really fucked me up like socially, like because I wouldn't leave my house for like days, and like just answering my phone and shit would just give me a panic attack. So it took me like at least a year to get past that. I'm a mystic and a healer, and like so I used witchcraft and like energy work and subliminals and like a combination of a bunch of different things to kind of like heal myself. I tried AA. Thing is, like I struggle with addiction since I was like a teenager.
Well, see, I don't do AA. Not to cut you off. I don't do AA.
No,
I've got a
it's
strong
too black and white. I'm like, I don't get this shit, bro. Like, I can't. I was like smoking fentanyl, but I can't smoke weed. This is fucking retarded. Like, like I don't know. It was just too black and white for me, and I just felt judged. Like, like.
But I understand. I mean that's I don't know if you was watching or whatever. You just came in, but I told him that when I was in rehab, I went in for alcohol, and I told my counselor just straight up. I was like, I've never smoked a joint and wanted to fight my wife. I have an alcohol problem, and I'm going to smoke weed. I was like, it's kind of gonna be hard not to. And I just partnered with Lincoln Gas Supply, one of the biggest dispensaries in Oklahoma.
It's
Like,
medicine. To me, it's like good
that's what I'm
medicine,
saying.
you
I
know?
want, and I've been, that's what I've been promote. I have been
Plant medicine.
plant.
Shamans have been using plant medicine for fucking like centuries, you know?
I,
Like,
I will advocate psilocybin too. Microdose
oh
it
yeah.
for people
No,
out
that
there.
actually also helped me with my PTSD and depression. That made a huge difference. But like
Yes.
I couldn't find a sponsor. I couldn't find a sponsor who would sponsor me, even though I was still taking mushrooms. And I'm like, I looked for a sponsor for months,
Well,
and no one would
it's,
sponsor me.
I think, and this is the thing. I'm 100% not knocking the system at all. I think it's
Yeah,
just,
it definitely works for some people, for
it
sure.
works for a lot of people, and I just, and
Totally.
I spoke openly about this. You know, when I was in Cumberland Heights, I told him, I was like, you know, it's got some old ways to me, because
Yeah.
it was, you know, the book
I
was
mean, dude, it was
so
invented
long
in
ago.
the 50s when alcohol was like in prohibition. You know, it's like
Yeah,
maybe we should like evaluate like how we're kind of going about doing this.
right. There
Just a
was
little bit.
actually a partner of mine that was in the cabin with me. He found something that was, I can't remember what it was called. One of y'all might, but it was a rehab facility where you go in and they focus on your problem. They don't try to tell you everything. If you go in there and you're addicted to heroin, they're going to attack your heroin. If you go in there, you're
Okay.
alcoholic, they're going to put you over here with the alcoholics.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas, you know, even like where I was at, you know, you're all working towards one great cause. But, you know,
Right, right.
and it worked for me. You know, it did. But the
You
meetings,
know, that actually makes a lot of sense because I feel like using drugs for as long as I did, like there really is a difference between what it is you're using and even you know, I would watch talks. I was putting the psych word in Los Ciennes, like, whatever, can't remember. And Dr. Drew would speak there about addiction. He was like an addiction specialist. I'm sure you know who Dr. Drew is. And he would talk about how based on your brain chemistry, you would be attracted to either uppers or downers based on it was like you're self-medicating yourself to kind of like make up for your own neurodivergency, right? And so like certain people would be tweakers, certain people would be junkies, and you could kind of see in their personality differences, like who would be kind of attracted to what. And I do really think that there is a difference. It's not like, oh, every addiction is just addiction straight cut, like black and white. You know what I mean?
That
makes sense.
I understand what you're saying. I do. And the thing is like that's something you can't really just talk about openly in like a rehab because you kind of get looked at crazy. But you know, and I told him, I was like, look, man, I've been in the music business for 20 years, man. I've been around functioning crackheads and didn't know they were smoking crack for fucking 4 or 5 years.
Right.
But then I've also got a homie that'll take one. I've had a homie that took one Percocet and became an addict. Like boom, you know, like just like I love this. This is my new life. But then
that's how I felt the first time I did heroin. I was like, oh my god, this is what I've been missing. This is the only thing that makes me feel like fucking normal. What the fuck, you know? Like it just clicked in my head. I'm like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I just remember having that feeling like, oh, like, you know, I used to hate my dad because I grew up, there was so many addicts in my life growing up, but like I hated my dad for being an alcoholic, you know? And then like the first time I got fucked up, I understood. Like it just made sense. I'm like, I fucking get it now, you know? Like I feel comfortable in my own skin. Like my whole life I walked around feeling like I was like I don't know how to explain it. Like I just wasn't comfortable in my own skin. Like I would do anything and everything to feel somewhat normal.
On my daughter's 21st birthday, no bullshit. She called me on her 21st birthday about 10 o'clock. And she's like, Dad, I love you so much. I'm so sorry I talked so much shit about you being drunk my whole life. I'm drunk right now. Like, okay, babe. I love you, baby. You're not driving, right? She's like, no, I love you. I'm so sorry.
On the phone.
You're gonna feel like shit in the morning, baby. You're gonna feel like shit in the morning.
Yeah,
I totally feel that for sure.
Hey, so when I was doing a little background research on you, your birthday is 2 days after mine. You're Libra.
Yeah,
I'm October 4th. Yeah, you're October 6th. That's awesome. I don't really meet many Libras. Like
Libras rule the world, baby.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. What Cardi B's a Libra.
Snoop Dogg's a Libra.
Really? Oh
yeah,
my God,
Eminem's a Libra. Wayne's a Libra. I think Martha Stewart's a Libra. I think Oprah's a
Isn't fucking who's that dumb bitch with the big ass that's famous for no reason? Oh my god, Kim Kardashian.
I went through nowadays. I went through about 9, 11, 12. I was like, no, I don't know. Too many of them.
I'm like, there's so fucking many. I'm like, no, the original one.
I could do that whole shit that happened in fucking Crossville about 6 months ago, where I pissed off everybody for saying the word cunt. But let me talk about one of them Kardashians and watch me get canceled. Like the whole your show would just end. It would just end. Yeah, but like Lil Wyte, Lil Wyte.
Hey, so who were all those people you were threatening on that post you made? You're like, now that I'm sober, I'm gonna get your ass. And I'm like, ooh, what is he talking about?
They know who they
are. Watch out, motherfucker.
Hey man, anybody that's had a problem with me, they gonna see this year. They don't want no problem with this guy. I'm no longer standing.
Like, no, I'm not on drugs. No, I'm really fucking crazy. People don't get how crazy you are when you're not on drugs.
That's what I'm saying. They don't know who they're fucking with. You gotta think.
That was crazy then. Like
I was so fucked up when I was fucked up.
Yeah.
I created Lil Wyte. Like I created that guy up here.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean that was throughout years of rapping, but once that image of Lil Wyte, the party animal, it was weird. It was like I felt like I had to constantly
live up to it all the time.
Yeah, I had to live up to that reputation. So it was like now when I go do shows and like I walk out on stage and the first thing I tell them is like, hey, I'm sober.
Yeah.
Don't be passive.
That's awesome. Honestly, that's really cool that you can actually like, you know what I mean? Like I used to use so many drugs in your music.
Well, it's funny because there's a lot of people that's in every crowd that are like, hey man, I'm 4 years clean off of this and I'm 4 years sober. And people come up and talk about it, and I'm open to the door for it's part of that. I guess I'm doing my service, you know, and I'm not even trying to. I'm just doing it just because I feel like I should.
Just being a literal living example, which is super fucking dope.
And it's hard shit. Some of our fucking greats have been dropping like flies because
so many, like all of them have died of either like. If it wasn't addiction, it was like suicide because they just couldn't handle. And the suicide was, it's like, if the root of like addiction, it really isn't the drugs that is the issue. You know what I mean? It's really like you don't know how to deal with your own trauma. You don't know how to deal with your own mental illness. You're trying to like cope with like, you know, whatever you went through as a child or like whatever it is. And the drugs and alcohol are just a symptom of that, you know?
Right. Exactly.
So do we expect this is my sober song?
Is that a lamb? What the fuck was that?
My phone has a ringtone. It's a goat.
I'm like, what's going on?
It's a goat. Hey man, look. Don't hate on my ringtone because I'm the goat. But no, man, it's just, you know, it's a whole new start for him. It's like I told him before you came on. It's just a whole new chapter. I'm ready to attack. I'm ready to attack it. And I was telling him that I got one more court date, and I'm hoping this ankle monitor comes off. And if it does, it's just I feel like it's gonna release this beast that I just finally got control of.
Yeah. I'm so proud of you. Like it's from one addict to another. Like it is so fucking hard.
I mean, and I
tell you, it was like you getting an ankle monitor that made you get sober. Like everybody's path is different, and like you know, for me, when I got clean, like I had my own personal like crazy awakening, and it was just like I could never see things the same again. You know what I mean? And I realized like, holy shit, like I've been wasting so many years just getting high. Like not doing anything, like just wasting my potential. And I'm like, I have so much fucking potential. I'm so talented. I have so many different talents. And I spent so many years literally just waking up, getting money just to get drugs so I could get high. And that was like literally just my entire fucking existence. distance. And it kind of trips me out, like looking back and being like, oh my God, like that was my life, bro. Like it's a trip. Like really is. So I'm proud of you. That's awesome.
I'm proud of you too. Like seriously, man.
Aw.
Like I tell all the fans, man. I feel like, kind of like what Jilly said. Jilly said it perfectly, and I've said it before too. Like, we were a part of the problem, being him being an ex-drug dealer and me being a guy that just glorifies getting completely plastered. But now I'm older and I want to be part of the solution, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with that. You grow, you evolve. You know what I mean? We're constantly, if you're not evolving, then there's something wrong at that point, I think. And after a while, it's like you go through your 20s, your 30s, like 40s, however old, like however long it takes for you to get clean, and you just realize, like, what am I, like, I have so much influence, like, what am I doing with it? It's like, you know what I mean? When you have that much influence, you have a lot of power, and you could either kind of like just fuck it off and do whatever, or you could like use it to change the world. And at the end of the day, it's like, well, what are you gonna look back at your life and be like, wow, I actually made a difference in people's lives,
Yeah, I mean, fuck. Jelly was just in front of the goddamn Congress talking in the White House and shit. Like, what the fuck?
That was crazy. That was crazy.
That's crazy.
And look, what's so funny is like we had already been, planning this the White House. I've been changing my whole approach at this next chapter. Like, I've changed the website to thewhitehouse.com. I'm fixing to do like a whole campaign on this next album.
Nice. That's awesome.
I'm gonna have yard signs that are just in random people's yards.
Yes.
I mean, I'm gonna have crews that go out and just fucking stick them in people's yards, just gonna ride around like, where the fuck are these coming from? And of course, it's all gonna be a joke. But yeah, I'm gonna run for president of the rap game. I'm running for, and I'm naming the new White album. The new album's called New White Order, and I'm gonna start.
Nice. Oh no.
I mean, it's a new chapter for me too. It's like it has a lot of meaning, and I was gonna name my last album New White Order, and I had somebody.
So like, is that like a spin-off of New World Order?
Oh, of course. It's also,
okay.
But it's my new world order for myself.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm gonna play it and run with it. You know what I mean? It's an election. It's an election year, man. Why not?
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, that's why. Oh, and by the way, I got Lil Wyte for president pins on my website right now.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
I don't see any around here, but
I saw it on Instagram. Yeah, I saw it on Instagram. Looked cool. Somebody was saying you need to do a song with Paul Wall, but I think you already did, didn't you? Didn't you do that? I got that Candy. Other song. You've done a couple songs with him, right?
I was actually just a sample of him. It was actually a sample from a 3-6 song he was on.
Oh, okay.
It's so funny they said that though. One of my best friends in the world like sent me a text yesterday, and he was like, "Bro, you should do a song with Paul Wall." I was like, "Shit, me," and we've talked about it. Like every time we see each other, we see each other maybe like twice a year, just some random show we'll both be at or something. And when we were in last time I saw him, we were talking about it, and then he's just so busy, and I'm on one side, he's on the other side. But this year is the year that when all these people tell me they want to hear features, I've done kind of kept it 100 with so many people for so fucking long. I'm cool with everybody, man. So it's one of them things where if I hit somebody up and I'm like, "Hey, man, I want to get you on this project," they're like, "Yeah, for sure." You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
And it's this album I'm finna stunt. I'm finna hit a few buttons that I've been holding on to for a few years. Buttons that motherfuckers be like, "Damn, I can't believe White pushed that button." Like, oh yeah, it all goes back to the White House shit. Like when I say I'm finna push a button, I'm finna drop a bomb, and it's fixing to be a song that somebody's gonna be like, "Holy shit, how the fuck did Lil Wyte and this person get on this track?" And it's gonna be like, dude, I've had connections for 20 years. I'm just not sober enough to use them.
Yeah, you knew that for a while, man. Like you started off with 3-6. I mean, you like the albums with Jelly Roll. I mean, those are some of the biggest artists on earth, man. Then all the samples on your new album and stuff. I mean, you pretty much performed with all the biggest rappers on earth at this point already. So I'm excited to see what else is to come. You know, I mean,
me too.
I'm excited to see that, man.
Man, I really am too, for sure.
Well, I don't keep it too much, man. Usually try to keep these about an hour or so. But yeah, no, if you got any promo you want to throw out there before, I mean, obviously we touched a lot of stuff too, and I'll put the whitehouse.com link back up. But
yeah, man, the new album is it's like I said, hard copies, autographed, are available on whitehouse.com. It's the only place you can get them right now. Whitehouse.com. WYTE house.com. Now there's no H. People do that shit all the time. I don't know. It's been 20 years, man. Jesus. And what's even funny is my wife's name's Nicole, and it don't have an H in it either. Goddamn it. New album. Look, so the new album is. Remember these? Look at these. I did this for a reason. It's a goat on a boat. A goat on a boat. I'm the goat. Justin Time's the boat. He's the best of all time. But yeah, Justin Time versus Lil Wyte is out on whitehouse.com. It will be out digitally in about 2 weeks. I'm not sure the exact date because I'm just bad with all that crap. I look at the Wyte.
I'm like, I don't even know what fucking day it is right now.
9 times out of 10 when I'm posting something, I'm asking her half of it. Like what? Like whenever I got to do a show drop or something, I have to do like 20 takes. I'm like, all right, this Saturday, guys, it's your boy Lil Wyte. We're gonna be, and I'm like, fuck, what's the name of that goddamn club again? But yeah, so I mean, all stuff having to do with me, Instagram, Facebook. I don't do TikTok. I mean, I've got a TikTok page, but I can't get. They're like, dude, the algorithm. So yeah, whatever, cool, okay, whatever. when the shit hits the fan, that's a whole nother podcast. That's a whole
yeah, right.
All I've been doing for the last 8 months of sobriety is just like catching up on all this fucked up shit going on in the world. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
New White Order it is.
Love it.
Well, man, you're an absolute legend. I appreciate you coming on here. And like, if you ever want to come back, obviously you're welcome back, man. Everybody check out his album, whitehouse.com, and get the new album and get every album he's ever on.
Congratulations to you. Congratulations to you. Thank y'all, man, for real, man.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for coming on.
If anybody out there's got some problems and y'all are feeling suicidal or fucking, you got some problems, fucking, man, call somebody, make some phone calls.
Yeah.
In somewhere, get some help. It's okay. I got help, motherfucker. If Lil Wyte can get sober, anybody can. Trust me.
Yes, I love that. That's awesome.
Thank y'all, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, everybody, for watching. You can check out. We'll be back next week. I think it's the last interview of the week. So, I mean, went out.
I won't be asleep next time.
Okay.
And Nikki will make it next time. All right. Well, thank you all for watching. Thank you, Lil Wyte, for being on here. Thank you, Nikki, for joining us. And
yeah.
Whitehouse.com. Bye.